Hi, welcome. Hi, my name is Pauline. So today I want to go back to the basics of trading. Sometimes when you are just, out there in the markets and things are just rolling, you need some sort of guidance on where to find trades. Not to say that this is some sort of financial information or some sort of direction to tell you that go and buy this, but out of random luck that I'm trying to find some trades for the night or for the week, something to just play around with. And because my account just went back to zero, literally because I had to redirect the funds, I thought I should just go back to the basics on how I used to find trades and share this information with somebody out there who might find this interesting. Anyway, so usually you might have a couple of ways to be able to get trades, but today I thought let me just wing the mother internet and just go on just a normal Google search and say right here, go for Google and let's ask for no thanks, top trending topics, stocks today. How basic can that be? What stocks are trending right now? Let's see. There's Twitter, there's GameStop, Alibaba, and AMC. Okay, that's enough. That's a good amount. That's, I think, pretty good. So we can just go with this and see what Twitter has, what GameStop has, Alibaba and AMC. Okay, we want to go for prices that are a little bit cheaper for us, but scrap that. Let's just go and look at everything and see what they have to offer, and we can roll from there. Let's see, what's the ticker symbol for Twitter? For tweet. Okay, here it is. Where's the ticker symbol? Where is it? I hate when I do this. Trying to go for something and then they can't show it to you right off the bat. Maybe we should make this screen bigger. TWTR. Okay, that was easy. After long look. TWTR. Okay, let's see what Twitter has to offer. So ideally when I go to a chart playing out like this, I want to see a clear trend jumping out onto me, like something very specific. I want to see, because I have a small account, literally it has like $293. I want to see something that has an uptrend, because that's the only thing that I can do that has the idea that is to buy something on a lower price and sell it on a higher price. So I'm just going to be looking for an uptrend. So I'm trying to look for something that has higher lows and higher highs that are being formed on the way up, and this is not jumping out to me in that kind of sense. Clearly what we are seeing here is we are seeing, coming from current price going backwards, we're seeing that there's a high, there's a low, but then this low is coming from a high here, was formed because of a high here, and then if we trace it backwards, there's a low too, which is a bit higher than the previous low, and if we trace it back, we have something in the reverse. It's showing signs of a downtrend, and that's not something that I'm going for right now. I would rather go for an uptrend, which is something that favors my little account. But if you must and you have to do short sell, then this is clearly a very good spot to go for, and I would try to put here an alert if and when I can be able to go for a short sell. I would put here sell at 63.69. Of course the stop loss would be somewhere above 66.99. So I usually add plus, plus the daily ATR, how much it's been moving, which is 0.20 cents, and that will be it. So whenever price comes up here, I'll receive this notification on my phone because I have the platform on my phone too, and I will know exactly what to do at that point in time. Okay, let's see. The other one was GME, which is GameStop. GameStop has, okay, clearly it's not jumping out to me either, but if we see what it has been doing previously, we see that it's came out from this big swing downwards and it tried to get up, and there's been some sort of consolidation on the side, so that puts it in a sideways pattern, but we see that there's some sort of uptrend on this sideways pattern. We see that the price has been going up in that sort of way, and if I go down to the 1 hour chart, I want to see some sort of higher highs and higher lows being formed. Zooming out this, we see that something like that is definitely happening here. We will go, let me first clear this drawing set. I want to go on to the 30-minute chart to see these higher highs being formed coming from current price. I will go back downwards. I will see that price came from down here, from this low, and from this low it had formed this high, which is pretty much the same as this high, but I will just put it here, and this high was coming from a place down here, and this was coming from here, and here was coming from down here, and I'm seeing like clear signs of an uptrend. There's this low and it's forming a new high, and then this is a higher low, and then there's a new high, there's a higher high, a higher low, and then there's a higher high. This is a good sign. I like to go for some of trends like these, and then I'll definitely be squaring this off. So why do I go for this area specifically? Is because when price was leaving this area of imbalance, which is where demand overpowered supply, by shooting up, we see price going up, represented by this strong move of green candles. We see that price, when it was leaving this space using this candle, we see that it went and continued on with this other big candle, which took out this previous area of supply. So that is to mean for me that there is an imbalance happening there, and if when, I'll just say when it comes back, because definitely it must come back. For whenever there is an area of imbalance, it's just a matter of time. Price will always come back to pick up the demand that has caused it to shoot up this much. There's definitely demand seated at this point in time, and we want to be waiting here together with the institutions who we believe are the ones that create such strong areas of imbalance. So I'll put an alert here too, to buy at this price point, buy at 192.96 with a stop loss at 187.31 or below. Again, give it a wiggle room below the demand zone, which is the stop loss here of 187.31. We shall still go for the ATR for the day is 0.68. It might have changed at the time when you do a buy, but just to have a ballpark on what to go with. This is good. I will go and create that alert and be waiting to buy into that. Usually, because we are going on a short term time frames, days might hit when the market opens. Right now it's at night, so whenever the market opens, because it's a 30-minute time frame, 15-minute time frame, these usually click, or they get filled during the day or sometime in the near future, which is like a day next. Again, this is supported on the 15-minute time frame, and that's a good sign. If we go back when we were trying to find our random search for this AMC too, for the stocks to be looking at, we see that there's AMC. I think there's another buzz of these stocks. I remember the last time they did come out with a short squeeze, and then they caused all this commotion in the markets. I think they're back at it again because AMC looks pretty good. We see that it has these clear signs of uptrend that we like to see. I like to see such movements on any charts that I'm trying to look at, I see that there's a clear, display of higher highs and higher lows. And this is an evidence of a clear uptrend. And that's something that we want to pay attention to when we are trying to look for areas of imbalance to be able to buy into any given stock that we choose. So again, I will go down to a 15-minute time frame to see that the same thing is being evidenced there. I want to see same movements, price forming higher highs, because that gives me confidence that I'm going with the trend. You always want to go with the trend, because then you have some sort of confirmation that you're not buying, on the reverse or trying to catch a falling knife. Again, at the area where the price started to move away from, the area of imbalance, which is this price point here, is where I'm going to put my zone, to draw out my zone, to see that I am able to buy into this. So, quick thing to notice here. This is an area of imbalance. This is where price moved away from, this zone. But there's something that happened. The time spent in this area is a bit too much for me. I don't like when price comes into a zone and then stays there for so long, because what that means, it is depleting all the demand the demand that is in that area. And yet I want an area that has lots of demand, because it means when price comes back to that zone, it's just going to bounce off, which is literally what I want. I want it to come here, take a quick peak, and then go back up. That's what I'm looking for. But if there's a lot of candles that are sitting in that area, it means there's not much demand. And typically what might happen, this is not to mean that it will definitely happen, but for the most times when you go through practice and look at these zones over and over, you begin to see that when there's a lot of candles, and candles that come way up to the base of the zone that you've drawn out, usually price just comes and sometimes goes through it, or just comes and depletes it still and then goes off. And at this point you've already been stopped out, and that's not what we're going for here. So I might not go for this zone, which is what is coming out first here. It might seem like it's coming out to you and it seems like it is reasonable, but the one below, it seems like something better for me at this point. I'll go for this because there's another sort of imbalance. The imbalance at this point, I'm noticing it from not only that there is just a few candles, which is represented by just this red candle. When price was going up, it came back down because there was a lot of demand that pushed price back down. But because there's still a lot of demand seated in this point, price gapped up. We see that price on this specific red candle, it closed at this point here below, and then it gapped up and started here, which means whatever caused price to gap up here is still seated here. And this is where I'm going to be waiting for when it comes back, and then I will be buying and joining that uptrend. So I put a note, buy at 10.62. Matter of fact, I'm just going to buy because this is a good price range. It's definitely fitting into my account and account size, and I'm going to buy shares worth $100, because I want to be able to leave some sort of cash flow for when I have to find something better before this. If something else comes up, if an opportunity shows up and I don't have cash in my account, that's not a good thing. So $100 puts it at 10 shares, and I will be getting out at where there's an area that might pose some sort of resistance to me when price comes back. And this point is above here, right up here, because that's where price began to come back down, and that's at a price point of 1970. However, that's a pretty big margin. I'm not going to go for that entire thing. I'm going to assume that there's some sort of supply in this big green candle. So when I dial it down to a smaller time frame, I want to see where price came down at, which is somewhere here. There's this area, but it wasn't really strong because it was still taken out by demand. But just because I'm only trying to find somewhere to take my profit from, I'm going to go for this area. Literally this area. It was depleted, but I'm only using it as a source of target, some sort of target area. So I'm going to press here and say buy custom with a bracket. Okay, so we want to buy 10 shares and we want to be able to take out 10 shares at that price of 10.62. And then the stop loss is at, the limit price, which is the take profit, is at 14.55, and I want to have my stop loss at 10.17 plus the minus the daily at here, which is 0.4. 10.17, I'm using a calc here, minus 0.04, no, 0.4, 40 cents, puts it at 9.77. 9.77 is the safe and what I'm comfortable with. And if I multiply by that is what I'm comfortable losing on this trade. $10, sorry, 10 shares, 10 shares, just to make sure that when I'm if price goes to my target, it has to be selling off 10 shares, and if it goes to that stop loss, it's still selling 10 shares. I will put this as good till cancelled and good till cancelled on all of these trades, and send and confirm. I will look through the confirmation. It is going to cost me, because this account is at that price, I'm going to be costed. Okay, this is how much it's going to be. I will send the order and we'll be waiting to see what happens tomorrow. All right, thank you so much. I will stop it at that. That's how much I will be looking into. The next time I'll do something a little bit different, and then we'll go from there. Thank you. Goodbye.